Welcome back to Exotic Car Play Place, everybody. Thanks for joining in again today. Today we have a little special treat, and we're going to share with you how to drive a manual transmission. Now, lots of you guys out there already know how, and lots of you don't. The reality is, a manual transmission is a dying breed. Sadly, of course, there are less and less vehicles on the road today that come equipped with a manual transmission. Double clutch transmissions, automatics. With electric cars, it's entirely different altogether. So the fact of the matter is 5-speed, 6-speed manual gearboxes are going away. The only place you can really find them prevalent now are M cars in the BMW world, Porsche 911s. Even the supercars don't come equipped anymore. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, none of them have that. You have to go kind of old school. But when you get an experience to drive a manual transmission, you'll experience that there is nothing like it. It is truly the most engaging drive. And I'm going to share with you the basics today so you too can get behind the wheel of a manual tranny and not let it intimidate you. So the first step is, of course, you'll notice it's in neutral here. And you could tell that just by the fact that it moves around. You can tell there's a lot of slop there. So the first thing you want to do is understanding the positions. Reverse is forward and left in this car. A lot of times reverse, you'll find with some vehicles it's over and back over here. So that's the basics. Lots of cars are 1, 2, 3, 4. Some are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's now even Porsches with even more gears, 7 and 8. What I like to do is find that neutral position over to the left, in with the clutch. Find that. Don't push it ahead because that's reverse. Find it and just guide it gently forward, and then give a little gas and slowly let the clutch out. As you can see, now we're in first gear and the clutch is out entirely, because now what you have is the engine and the tranny are connected through clutch, and it's engaging and it's driving along. So every time the clutch goes in, when this clutch, the third pedal, the left-hand pedal, goes in, that basically means that the engine and the transmission are separated. So right now they're connected because the clutch is out. So it's engaged. Disengage is when you put the clutch in, that's disengaged. Now it's re-engaged. So we're in second gear right now, as you can see. So if you want to go to the next gear, it's all timing. So as you put the clutch in, the throttle should come off. So clutch in, gas off. And you watch the footwork. Clutch in, gas off. Here we go. And shift at the same time. Let's do it again. Clutch in, gas off, and shift at the same time. See? Quite simple. Now, the reverse pretty much applies for downshifting. So what I like to do on a downshift, though, is actually try to match revs a little bit. So I'll blip the throttle. I'll give it a little throttle as I'm downshifting because it matches the revs a little better. So watch, clutch goes in, and this time I blip the throttle as I push the gear down. Then it matches. See? Let's blip the throttle again. See, then the car is not so herky-jerky. What you're doing is you're matching the engine RPMs with the vehicle speed, and ultimately you get a smoother shift that way. So here we go. Accelerating again. Clutch in, gas off, up gears. Quite straightforward. Now here we go, downshift. We're going to match revs again. Let's match revs. Now the thing is, when you start slowing down, you don't need the clutch. A lot of people make that mistake and put both feet in there, and they actually hit clutch and brake. You don't, unless you're coming to a drastic stop. You don't even need to do that. All you need to do is slow. See, I'm slowing down, and now I'm accelerating. So driving manual just is quite straightforward. So I'm accelerating. Let's just say there's somebody in the way now. I'm going to slow down. But you'll notice I'm not using clutch. I'm just back and forth between brake and gas. Brake and gas. Gas, brake. Accelerate and brake. Now, let's just say I'm in too high a gear and now the engine RPM drops too far down. Engine RPM drop, you can hear it. Now it's time to downshift. Here, so if I'm in third, I want to go down to second. So blip, don't forget downshift. I like to blip the throttle. There, so now I did that, you see? Here we go, brake, brake, brake. We're slowing down. Blip. There. Now we're coming to a stop. So now I put the clutch in, I released it, it's in neutral right now. Now I'm gonna go back in, accelerate. Just watch the footwork as I accelerate. Clutch in, gas off. Gas on again. See, the gas is on and off as you're accelerating. So as you're changing gears, you don't necessarily need throttle. Because if you hold the throttle in, you'll have a really awkward shift. And if you're going really hard, what can actually happen is you can actually blow a clutch if you do it too aggressively. Accelerate. See, just like that. Quite simple, just like that, you see? Blip, throttle. Every time I downshift, I blip that throttle. And then it's smooth as silk, absolutely smooth. Now, you never want to slip the clutch to hold the car on a hill because that'll burn it out. So always use your foot on the brake. Always keep the car in neutral unless you're driving, because that wears your clutch and your throwout bearing. There's a bearing in there that wears out very quickly if you hold the car on a hill with the gear and with the clutch partially engaged. That will burn out your bearing and you'll get a rattly bearing in there before you know it. Same thing applies when you're going in backwards. So you always want to give it a little throttle. You always have to, as you're engaging the clutch, give a little throttle. Otherwise, the car will stall. And you don't want to stall. You want to make sure you give it just a little throttle. You don't want to hit it like that by accident, because the throttle has a lot of movement there. You just need to feather it lightly. As you can see the footwork, you need to feather it lightly. As you're engaging the clutch comes out, you're feathering the gas. So clutch is coming out and you're feathering the gas. Clutch is coming out, feathering the gas. Remember that, feather, feather, feather. So clutch in, over to reverse. Now I'm gonna feather the gas. Watch the footwork. Just like that. So thanks everybody again. I hope that really helped you. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'd really like you to come back for more. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell. Gonna let you know when the next great video's out. Hope to catch you guys soon. See you then. Bye-bye.